Hey, this is Kit Cabello. We're still at Loyola University. I'm here with Don Chartier. Thank you for joining Harlan's Media. Clearly, there's a lot that's been covered here at the Civic Institute in regards to Organizing 101. So, Don, what brought you here, and what were you hoping to obtain from this event?
So my purpose is probably a little bit different than other people. I'm a social entrepreneur. I have a startup called Our Voice that helps low-wage workers, and one of the things that Our Voice does is help worker advocates who are themselves organizers. So the idea was to come here and learn about organizing so that I could better understand these organizers and how to better work with them.
So, it's quite clear that workers, especially low-wage income workers, are struggling. They have to work not only one job, but perhaps two or three jobs just to make ends meet. Um, have you met anyone personally that's doing that kind of a life that right now, like working two jobs or three jobs, is trying to make ends meet? And what what in the long run are you going to hope that that those people who are working those kind of hours, those kind of jobs, do you think that Our Voice will help change the conversation in this country in regards to workers' rights?
Yeah, so I've met a lot of people who are working multiple jobs or people working multiple gigs. We had a focus group not long ago where one person was working 9 different gigs in a month to try to make ends meet, which is just ridiculous. So the idea behind Our Voice is to let people report on working conditions. So, for example, if you use an app like Yelp, so on Yelp you can see ratings on the food, the service, prices, but you have no idea how that workplace treats its employees. So that's information that's missing from the consumer buying decision, if you will. And research that I've done says maybe at least half people would change their buying decisions or where they would go out to eat, for example, if they knew whether or not that employer was a good employer or a bad employer. And so that way it kind of connects to consumers starting to march with their feet or their dollars, and that would encourage employers to do better by their workers. And so that way, even without trying to raise the minimum wage, which I support, at least people would get paid fairly for all the work they do. Wage theft is a huge, somewhat very underreported problem, and we think that Our Voice can help collect data that would highlight that problem and make, for example, wage theft enforcement a lot easier and a lot more efficient.
And speaking of the minimum wage, there's been a lot of conversation in regards to raising the minimum wage to $15 or a little bit higher, so that people can actually live and not work one or more jobs. So, does Our Voice help in regards to helping low-income workers find jobs that will pay a livable wage?
Yeah, so within Our Voice, workers can rate their employer and see ratings on other employers, similar to if you've heard of a site called Glassdoor or Rate My Professor if you went to college and did that. So this way, they can see what that employer is paying, how many hours a week they're getting, how far in advance they get their schedules. Schedule notice is another issue in addition to minimum wage, and then a few ratings on respect, advancement, and safety. So that way they can have a better sense of who the good employers are and the bad employers. So people will start gravitating towards the good ones. The bad employers will have a tougher time hiring, and they'll be forced to improve their practices, either increasing their wage or other things like schedule notice or giving more hours to people.
All right. And for our viewers and subscribers, perhaps if they want to learn more about Our Voice, where can they find you guys on social media, and what's the website?
So the website is just ourvoice.com. That's Our Voice with an H. On social media, on Twitter, we're Our Voice or Our_Voice, and we're on Facebook as well.
All right. Well, Don, thank you for joining Harlan's Media. And to our viewers and subscribers, let's all do what we can to build a better future. Peace.